Hello and welcome back. My name is Gina Rowe and today I'm going to do an unboxing on this Oster bread maker. It's a 2-pound loaf bread maker, and the reason I got it is because it will do a loaf of bread in an hour, which works perfect for me when I haven't planned ahead. So let's dive into opening the box. So on the front it says, automatically kneads, rises, and bakes a 2-pound family-sized loaf. Let the machine do the work so you don't have to. It has 12 different bread settings. It has an express bake function for quick bread in less than an hour. And then it also has a 13-hour delay so that you can set it the night before and wake up to fresh baked bread in the morning. And then it describes the glass lid, that the lid removes for cleanup, that it has a large, easy to read LED, and it's got a non-stick aluminum bread pan so that it heats evenly. Includes a measuring cup and a spoon, an audible signal notification that lets you know when to add things in. It's mixing because it shows the mixing paddles there, and then the 13-hour delay. Then the other two sides are just in Spanish. Okay, and here it is all out of the box. We have the cord, it's all wrapped up. An instruction manual that has some directions and has some recipes in it. Got some plastic and cardboard at the top. Inside it has the measuring cup and spoon and such. And then inside it has the bread making pan, and the paddle must be inside of this. Okay, so we will get it all plugged in and ready to go. Okay, I've got this all washed up, and just so you can see, the inside's kind of a blue, like a steel blue. And then it's got this little paddle. I think it's metal. If not, it's a really sturdy plastic. And then it goes in and you put it straight down, but then you do a little twist to lock it into place. Then just put the paddle in. And then we'll get it plugged in. Okay, and then in the book, there is a recipe. It's the basic recipe for a traditional 2-pound loaf. So it goes through the ingredients. And then on the other side over here, it has a schedule of what happens when as you're going through it. So I'm going to go ahead and measure the ingredients into it and get it started. Okay, so I'm back with a little bread pan. I have put in the ingredients to the exact specifications in the recipe manual. Then I'll put it in kind of at an angle, and then twist it to lock it in place. Close the lid, and it automatically says 325, which is the typical cook time for a 2-pound loaf on just the normal setting. And then I'm going to pick the loaf size. Okay, the loaf size is already set at 2 pounds, as you can see right there. The crust color is bouncing along here. That is rapid, that is light, medium. I'll go with medium. And then here's the options here. But I'm just doing basic, which is menu 1, which it shows right there. So I'm not doing the others. And then you just press stop and start. And you can see it's starting to mix things around. Okay, it's on its second knead. I don't want to open the lid because if you do, your bread will collapse because it's starting to build up heat in there too, which is how the bread is rising. But once it starts baking, trust me, don't open the lid, your bread will collapse. But it's just kneading it around, it'll knead it into a ball, and it'll keep going according to that same table until it's done in now 3 hours and 13 more minutes. And we'll be back. Yay! And those 15 beeps means that my loaf of bread is all done. It's been 3.5 hours and you can see that it's fully baked. Now, I don't know why it caved in. I only opened it once, but it was only while it was kneading, so I don't think that would have impacted it. But it might be because the temperature dropped pretty drastically, and this is by a window earlier today. But it's still fully baked, and I will pull it out and show it to you. So to pull it out, it's gonna be hot. Ouch. So you want the handle up, and then you just rotate it counterclockwise slightly till it's free, and then you pull it out. And then it comes with this funny little hook, and I'll show you what this is in a minute. So to pull it out, you literally just need to tip it over. Comes out easier when it hasn't fallen because it doesn't have this lip on the edge. But we'll get this out. Okay, so it's come out of the pan, and you'll notice the paddle is out too, and it is in the bottom of the bread. That's what this little hook is for. So you simply just put it in. And voila, you have your little paddle out. And it's all really, really, really hot. It finished baking a minute ago. But it's got a nice crust on it. Which I really like. I like crusty bread. And you can see it did fall in a little bit. But not bad. Still homemade bread. And I will slice it up. You can see the steam coming off of this, but super hot. It'd probably be easier to slice if it wasn't quite this incredibly toasty. But you can see it's got a great crumb inside, and it really makes a beautiful loaf of bread. It's nice and big. The slice is almost 6.5 inches tall, 5 inches wide, and the whole loaf altogether is about 7 inches. But it's a lovely homemade slice of bread. This took 3.5 hours, and you can also do it in an hour. The recipe is slightly different for the 1 hour loaf, but it all works out really great. Okay, I decided I would do one of the 1 hour loaves also, just as an example. So I've gone and measured it all out. It is a different recipe. Only slightly different though. Still put it in a slight angle, turn it to lock it into place. close the lid, and then on the screen, let's see if I can get a better view of these dials without the glare. Okay, so in order to change it, there's a menu listed here. So I want to do an express bake. I'm doing a 2 pound, so I need to change this to number 6, and it shows up here on the screen. So there's a menu select button, so I will just change it till it says 6. Now you can't adjust the crust on the coloring on that. You just put it in, you press start, and in 1 hour we will have a loaf of bread. And 58 minutes later, the bread is done. It's going to be really, really hot. There's a little moisture sizzling on the inside of the lid. You can see it's got a really nice rise to it. So I will get it pulled out of here and cut it open so you can see the inside. And you can see the paddle stayed in the bottom this time. But this little hook is for pulling it out. I squished the top a little bit because I didn't wait for it to cool. So let's cut into this. Super hot. And you can see it's got a really nice crumb inside. It is, I think you can see the steam coming off of it because it's literally fresh out. It's got a nice crust and it's good bread. It's all tied to the quality of the flour you use and stuff. But you can see it's brown nice on the top and on the sides, and it takes 58 minutes. This is a 2 pound loaf, and that means I can have fresh bread for dinner in an hour. So I'm really happy with the bread maker and looking forward to some nice baked bread this winter. If you're interested, go and pick it out. Again, it is, I'll show you the box over here. It is the Oster Express Bake 2 pound loaf bread maker. And it's available online. Amazon has it. Walmart, Target had the best deal when I bought it. But I highly recommend having a loaf of bread in your own bread maker tonight.